Good morning, welcome to this uplifting yoga flow. A pretty constant flow. We'll just get moving straight away from Tadasana at the front of our mats, inhaling to reach the arms up overhead and exhale to fold forward. Breathing in to lift the chest halfway up. To start with, just stepping your way gently back to downward facing dog. Just connecting into your breath here, maybe pedaling out the feet or swaying the hips, anything to help you feel more open and spacious through the spine and the backs of the legs. Good, and strengthening through the arms, opening up through the shoulders, building a little bit of heat here. And just moving through some variations on sun salutes. As you inhale, step the right foot forward, exhaling, let the back foot come in to meet it. Breathing in to stretch up tall, exhale, hands to prayer at the chest. Inhale to reach. Exhaling, folding forward, Uttanasana. Inhaling to lift the chest, Ardha Uttanasana, and exhale, step your way back, downward facing dog. Breathing here. And now as you inhale, round through the spine, coming forward to plank pose, exhale, Chaturanga. Inhaling, draw the chest through into Cobra pose, rolling your shoulders back. Exhaling, roll over the toes to downward facing dog. Breathing in, step the left foot forward, and breathe out to step the right foot in. Inhaling, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, Samastihi, hands to prayer. Inhale, stretching up tall, Hasta Uttanasana. Exhaling to fold forward. Breathing in, lift the chest, lengthen through the spine, and as you exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Inhaling, coming forward to plank pose. Exhaling, lower halfway, Chaturanga. Inhale to press up this time. Exhale, back to Chaturanga. Inhale, draw the chest through Cobra pose. Exhaling back, downward facing dog. Good. You can always soften through your knees here so that you can get more length through the spine if you feel very tight in the backs of the legs. And as you inhale now, kick your right heel up and back, bending the knee, open the hip. And as you exhale, straighten up and step through. Finding a twist, inhale to reach the right arm to the sky. Exhaling to lower the hands and rock the weight forward. Kick your left heel to the sky now for standing split. Let that foot rest down. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Breathing in, we'll find our way to chair pose and then exhale to Samastihi. Inhaling, stretch tall. Exhale to fold forward. Inhaling to lift the chest halfway. Exhale, step or jump your way back through to Chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog this time, so hip bones leave the ground, thighs strong. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, reconnecting to your breath if you've lost it through this quite vibrant and speedy flow. Allow your breath to lead you if you go slower or faster than my instruction. Inhale to kick your left heel high, bend the knee, opening the hip. And as you exhale, straighten up and step through. Breathing in, open the left arm to the sky, finding a twist. And as you breathe out, lower the hand to the floor, rock the weight into your front leg, kick the back heel high, standing split. Inhale to halfway lift and exhale, release the foot as you fold in. Breathing into chair pose and exhale back to Samastihi, hands to prayer. Inhale, arms reach up, exhaling to fold. Breathing in to lift your chest halfway up. Breathing out, folding in. We'll find our way back to chair pose. Hands come to prayer at the chest for a twist this time, keeping your hips and knees in line with one another as you initiate the turn from your tummy. Pressing the palms together, rolling the back shoulder away from the floor. Breathing in to come back to center and exhale to twist the other way. Good. And not forcing the elbow to meet the knee at the compromise of the hips. So if the knees start to jut out of line with one another, then keep the elbow at a hover. Finding your way back to center here. Either just resting forward fold, or if crow pose is part of your practice, so we can come into a little crow pose for a few deep breaths. Preparing then to move back through our vinyasa, stepping or jumping your way back to Chaturanga. Inhaling, Cobra or Upward Dog. Exhale back, Downward Facing Dog. Inhale, kicking the right foot high, bend the knee, open the hip. Exhale to square the hips off and step through. Finding your twist again. Inhale, right arm reaches. Exhale to lower the hand and rock forward, standing split. Good. This time, making it a standing balance, softening into your standing knee as you start to pick the arms up from the floor, reaching the hands behind you. Then starting to swing the left knee forward, kicking the legs straight if you can. Arms can rise above the head for more challenge here. And sweeping your way gently back into that variation on Warrior 3. Stepping the left foot gently to the back of your mat, opening wide into Warrior 2. Breathing in, reaching back, Reverse Warrior. Breathing out any variation of side angle pose. Inhale back to Warrior 2. Exhale, hands come down to the floor, stepping your way back to plank pose and lower through. Moving through your vinyasa with your own breath, meeting together in downward facing dog. Good, so just taking a couple more deep breaths here. And adding on, inhaling to come to your tippy toes and exhaling to jump forward or just step in if you prefer not to jump. Inhaling your way into chair pose, and as you exhale, you're going to twist to the right. So if possible here, hooking the left elbow over the right knee, but not forcing if it's not ready to go there yet. You have the option here to open the arms out wide to deepen your twist, really turning from the center of the chest. And then from here, finding your way potentially into side crow pose if it's part of your practice. If not, stay in your twist for a couple more breaths. So placing the hands at shoulder width apart. Resting one knee on the elbow, and then when you're ready to come out, we'll meet together in forward fold. Taking a couple of breaths here. Stepping or jumping your way back through Chaturanga. Inhaling to draw the chest through into Cobra or Upward Facing Dog, and exhale back, Downward Facing Dog. Inhaling, kicking the left heel high, bend the knee, stack the hip. Exhaling to square the hip off and step through. Breathing in to twist to the left arm reaching to the sky. Exhaling to lower the hand and rock forward into standing split. Preparing to come into a balance. So you can place the foot down if you need to re-grab your balance. Otherwise, with the back foot floating, starting to pick the hands up from the floor. Reaching the arms behind you, trying to add a little more active back bend here. So puffing the chest forward. And then slowly starting to sweep the left knee out in front of you, modifying by keeping the knee bent or straightening the leg for more challenge. Arms rising above the head. Good, sweeping that right leg out behind you once more. Coming back to Warrior 3. Gently stepping the right foot to the back of the mat, turning the heel down, opening the arms, Warrior 2, breathing in to Reverse Warrior. Breathing out, side angle pose, any variation of your choice. From here, slowly rising back up to your Warrior 2, cartwheel the hands down to the floor, moving through your vinyasa at your own pace, led by the breath. Exhaling your way back to a Downward Facing Dog. Good, so again from here, step or jump your feet forward to the front end of your mat, coming back into chair pose, inhaling to reach the arms up, exhale, hands to prayer at the chest, twisting to the left this time. So keeping the hips in line, squaring, knees together, initiating the twist from your belly. Staying in your twist or taking this time to find your way into twisted crow pose. Nearly forgot my words. Good, so a couple of breaths there if you can, finding your way to forward fold when you're ready to come out. Good. Inhaling to lift the chest halfway up, releasing from your stretch. And as you exhale, step or jump your way back to Chaturanga Dandasana, inhaling Upward Facing Dog, lengthening through the crown of the head. Good, and just warming up the back of the body now, starting to pick one foot up, really squeezing the thigh as high as you can, and then switching sides, staying really strong through the arms, rooting down through the palms. Good, and then from here, we're just going to lower all the way down onto our belly for some back bending. So a really active bow pose to start with, not grabbing for the feet, but simply just starting to lift the chest, bringing the heels in towards the bum as we reach the arms back. So a really nice strong and active variation on bow pose. And then releasing the feet back down, planting the palms into the floor beside the chest, just taking a few breaths in a cobra pose. So thinking lengthening up through the crown of the head. And then preparing to come into full bow pose if it's available to you. So from here, coming back down onto your tummy, bending the knees, reaching back for the feet this time. We'll hold the outside edges of the feet. As you inhale, lift the chest and push the feet back into your hands, allowing your shoulders to roll open, stretching across the chest. Good, staying really active through the legs. And when you're ready, slowly releasing. Inhaling to push up through all fours and sit back on the heels, taking a couple of breaths, resting in child's pose, lengthening through the lower back. And as you inhale, then dive the chest forward, coming into cow stretch, a little kneeling back bend. Exhale, chest and chin comes down to the floor for 8-point pose. Breathing in to slide the chest through into cobra, staying low, and exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale to kick the right heel high, bend the knee, opening the hip. Exhaling, straighten the leg behind you, stepping through. Finding your standing split, rocking the weight forward, and again coming into warrior 3 when you're ready to start picking the hands up from the ground, reaching the arms behind you. And this time, instead of sweeping the leg through, we're going to just bring the heel to the bum for dancer's pose. So different from what we just did in bow pose now, we're going to hold the foot from the inside, getting a bigger stretch across the chest. So kicking the foot back into the hand, opposite arm reaching forward. Lightly hugging the inner thighs towards one another so you prevent that knee from splaying outwards and potentially rotating. Optional addition to your dancer's pose to bring your fingertips down to the ground here, adding a big stretch in that standing hamstring. So wherever you find the edge of your comfort zone here, take a few deep breaths to hold the pose. And then slowly bringing that left knee down to the floor on the outside edge of your right foot. So it can be a bit of a confusing one to start with. We're going to find our way into double pigeon pose. So then stacking the shins one on top of the other, being really sure to flex through your feet to keep your knees nice and protected in this pose. It might help to widen the sit bones, lifting the flesh of the bum as you tip forward here. So big hip stretch. And if this is way too intense, you can simply unstack the shins and have them parallel to one another on the ground. Good. So really nice for emotional release, stretching out the hips. A place of common tension, coming out and moving through a vinyasa when you're ready, rolling over the ankles, stepping or jumping your way back through chaturanga, breathing into your back bend and breathing out to downward dog. Good. Preparing to repeat on the left side to start to bring our practice to a close today. When you're ready, using a nice big inhale breath to lengthen the left heel to the sky, bend the knee, stack the hip. As you exhale, straighten the leg behind you and step it through. Good. So this time we're rocking straight into that standing split, finding our way very mindfully into warrior 3, picking the hands up at your own pace, reaching the arms behind us. And this time as we come to stand, we're preparing for Natarajasana or dancer's pose. Bringing the right heel to the bum, holding from the inside edge of the foot. And then left arm reaches forward just as a counterbalance as you start to kick the right foot back into the hand, puffing the chest forward. Lightly engaging the belly to support the spine here. So staying for as many breaths as is comfortable in dancer's pose, or adding that deeper stretch for the standing leg by starting to sprinkle the left fingertips down to the floor. And keep kicking that back foot actively into the hand. Really easy to hold your breath in standing balances, so find your way back to your deep and comfortable breath. Slowly releasing the back foot and then bringing that knee to the outside of the left ankle. Coming into double pigeon pose on the other side. So again, stacking the shins one on top of the other, being really sure to keep this out of your knees and ankles. So it's a rotation at the hip. If you feel it niggling knees and ankles at all, unstack and have the shins parallel, one in front of the other on the floor instead. Nice and grounding through the sitting bones as you tip forward, if it's available to go forward at all. Once you feel that big sensation in the hip, you know you've found your place. Good, so we'll just say 2 more full deep breaths here in this stretch. When you're ready to start easing your way out, we're going to have a little play with Lolasana this time. So keeping your shins stacking one on top of the other, starting to press your palms down into the floor, leaning your shoulders forward beyond the wrist and push down. See if you can pick the shins up from the floor, squeezing the heels into your bum. It may happen, it may not. You may get some lift off, you may not. Just let the shins come down, switch your cross and try again, pushing down into the floor as you squeeze the heels into your bum. Good. And from there, when you're ready, step or jump your way back through Chaturanga. Last vinyasa, inhaling into your back bend and exhale back, downward facing dog. Good. So we've done plenty of forward and back bending in this practice, starting to bring our spine back into neutral with a little twist from here. When you're ready, starting to bring the right hand over to the outside edge of your left shin. So it can be lower down towards the ankle for a deeper twist or higher up towards the knee. Good, staying really strong through that standing arm. Good, switching sides when you're ready. So just squaring off, replacing the hands, bringing the left hand then to the outside edge of the right shin. So anywhere along the lower leg, gently pulling on the shin to turn your chest. Coming back to center. Lowering the knees down, we'll come into puppy pose, last big shoulder opening. So hips stay stacking over the knees, walking the hands forward, engage your belly to keep the bend out of the lower back here and pressing your chest towards the floor, keeping your arms straight and strong so you get a nice big stretch. From here, coming forward to all fours, laying all the way down on your belly, stretching your arms out either side of you, making a cross shape, keeping your arms parallel with your shoulders. Slowly start to roll onto your right side. Really nice big stretch for the front of the shoulders and the chest. You can step your left foot behind you if that's comfortable. Otherwise, keeping it stacking for support. And you've got that front hand pressing into the ground to support you as well here. So you're in control the whole time of how deep you go with this stretch. Same for just a couple more deep breaths. And then we're simply going to switch sides. So coming back to your tummy, rolling to the outside edge of your left side, outside edge of your left foot. Right foot can step behind you, front hand supporting, taking a couple of breaths here. Good, coming to your tummy, and from here we're just going to roll over onto our back. Inhaling, taking a big full body stretch, arms reach up, point the toes. Exhaling to hug your knees into your tummy. Taking a little rock from side to side here. And then slowly coming into a twist, bringing your knees over to the left as you turn your gaze to the right hand on the floor. Using a breath in to bring your knees to center, breathing out to take them over to the right, head turning to the left hand so you have the twist from the tailbone out through the crown of your head. Good, so twists are really detoxifying as well as hydrating for your spine. So tons of benefits from a twist. Coming back to center, we'll close our practice today with shoulder stand, or if it's not available to you, just kick your heels to the ceiling and leave your legs resting in the air. Otherwise, rocking your bum up, hands to your lower back, taking a few deep breaths here in this restorative inversion. So inversions are really great for lymphatic drainage too. We're going to roll down with as much control as we can, bringing the arms back to the floor, feet towards the head, just so that you're in control as you press your arms down, bringing your thighs to your tummy as you curl down through the spine, bone by bone, giving the knees a last little squeeze into your chest. And then a last release for your lower back with happy baby, soles of the feet to the sky, grabbing the outer edges of your feet or just wrapping your forearms over the backs of your knees if that's not available to you. Trying to draw your tailbone back to the ground as much as you pull your feet and your thighs down towards the floor. From here, we'll close our practice today with laying cobbler's pose. So soles of your feet together, knees open wide, creating a little diamond shape on the floor. You can rest your hands onto your belly and just allow yourself to completely relax here. Let the legs get heavy. Slow your breathing and relax. I'll just leave you with the sound of the bird song in the background. Thank you for joining me. Have a good day. Namaste.